welcome back. This will be part 4 of restoring the 1967 Serro Scotty camper. So again today I have no camera help, so I just got right at it and I'll show you where I'm at here. Okay, so I mask off all the blue, and one thing you want to do, this is called frog tape. Many people already knew that just looking at it. But if you don't know about frog tape, that's what you want to get anytime you're masking something off. It's got like anti-bleed properties. It won't let paint bleed under it, and boy, it does a nice job. So I've got the first coat of white on there. It's white Rust-Oleum thinned with acetone, so it dries fast. It's coming along pretty good. So it's 65 degrees today and sunny. It took forever to get warm. Started out this morning at 26, so I knew it was going to do that, and I just waited until it finally warmed up. So now the sun's kind of getting, well, not too low, but low. And I got to get another coat on this pretty quick here so it can dry before it starts getting too cold after dark tonight. So like I said, with the acetone, it dries pretty fast. Now there you can see some shine. It's gonna look pretty nice. There's a lot of dents and dings and boogers in it, but you know what, it's 54 years old and I have boogers too. So that's where we're at with it. So I'm going to mix up some more paint and get another coat on there right now. I'll be back here in a few minutes. Alright, she's all prettied up. So I just pulled the masking off. There's two schools of thought on that. Some people leave everything totally dry like overnight before they pull the masking. But I've had the paint that dries on the tape connected to the paint that isn't on the tape pull paint off. So I like to pull the tape as soon as the paint is flashed and like almost dry to the touch but not cured totally. So that's what I did, at least on the sides here. I haven't pulled everything off every window yet, but pretty much. So we're gonna let this cure overnight. And tomorrow, I got new J channel, and I'm gonna polish that, get all the scratches and everything out of it before I drill it. This that I bought isn't drilled. Some of it comes pre-drilled. This lets you drill the holes and put them where you want them. So I'm gonna polish them and then drill them. And I'm going to probably do that yet this evening. So they're ready to start putting on tomorrow when it warms up a little bit. So I'll see you here in a little bit.
I thought I would throw in a quick reminder of what she looked like in the beginning.
Okay, so there's one down, 6 to go. I think you can see how shiny it is. It's going to look pretty on there. So I took this old scrap 2x4 and made a mark every 3 inches. Now I don't have to keep stretching the tape measure. So there's where my holes are. See you in a minute. Alright, so next I put a double row of butyl tape on there, 2 layers. Take the tape off the first one and put the second one right on top of it, and it's right over top of the screw holes, or under the screw holes depending on how you look at it. So anyway, there you have it. Be back. So I'll be using number 8 3/4 inch stainless steel screws. That's critical, got to be stainless steel. Alright, I'll admit it, I was anxious. But the paint was dry, and I had a couple hours of daylight left, and I really wanted to see what this trim was going to look like. So I put a couple pieces on, and I think it looks pretty cool. I'm liking it. Sun's getting low, that'll be it for today, but oh, hang on, I'll get back a ways so we can see better. There you go. And it ends right there, so I got to put one more piece on this side, and yeah, I think it's gonna look pretty good. All right, tomorrow's another day. We'll get some more trim on and probably get a window cleaned up and maybe the door cleaned up and put back in. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Well, good morning. It's about time you show up for work. Now, I had to charge the camera this morning. I forgot to put it on charge last night. So anyway, so I got right to work, and I'll bring you back up to speed now what I've been doing while you were loafing. So I have the front last piece of molding, corner molding or edge molding on there, J-channel, whatever you want to call it. And I saw on one of the forums where a guy used the same stuff and trimmed all around the bottom the whole way around. And boy, it looks sharp. But I saw that after I'd already ordered the molding, and I hadn't ordered enough to do that, of course. So I hated to pay shipping again and order more. So I went to Menards and I got 3/4 inch aluminum angle iron, or anglo-aluminum. And that's what I'm putting around the bottom. And it was $8 for an 8-foot piece as opposed to $20 for an 8-foot piece. So there's a way to save $1 for you if you like that. I kind of like it. I think it's going to look fine. So I've got that part done. Oh, and now I did use, because it's got to be bent, I did use the same edge molding here on the wheel well. And I was concerned about bending that tight of a radius, and I said something on the forum about how hard is that to get to bend, and somebody said, heat it with a heat gun, it bends like butter. Well, my heat gun quit. I don't have a heat gun right now. And so I just stuck it, the end of it there where the tight radius was going to be, stuck it in the ice oven, and on like 250 for 15-20 minutes. I can't say it bent like butter, and I can't say it bent any easier than it would have bent cold, but it bent, and it did fine. And I had saved the plywood cutout, where I cut that out of there, as a sort of template to bend that around just to get it fairly close, and that worked out pretty good too. So that's where we're at. I got one more piece of angle to put on back here at the back, and then I'm not sure. I should probably start on the other side or sometime later. It was 36 this morning when I got up, so I started working on molding right away. And I think probably this afternoon, after it gets even a little warmer yet, I'm going to start scrubbing that front window and get it put in today. I want to get that polished up. That's the only window that doesn't need rebuilt, as far as the seals replaced. And I theorize that's probably because of the fact that it was under the awning, so UV didn't affect that near as much as it did the other windows, or the seals on the other windows. So anyway, it's pretty good. Also, the door could be polished up and put back in. It does. I do need to get it painted first. But so those are some of the things we're going to work on today, and I'll be back here in a little bit with progress. All right, so that's done. So now we'll start working on the other side. One thing I forgot to mention before you do this edge molding, if you're going to do that, if you don't have a rubber hammer, you need to go invest in one. They are priceless. All right, she's in. So I kind of switched from the belt sander to an angle grinder with a wire wheel on it. It didn't leave as deep of scratches, so and then the sandpaper and SOS pads, they kind of helped. So what I didn't get off, we're gonna call patina. It looks pretty good. Oh, and I also got a new roof vent in. That looks pretty nice. That went well, fit well. I'll show you from up top here in a second. So there it is. Oh, let me take the packing off there. I put two rows of or 2 layers of butyl tape on it, just like I did the trim here. And then I've mentioned before, I'll mention it again, I've got a gallon of rubberized mobile home roof sealer, and I will go over top of all these joints and seams, and I may have to get another gallon to cover everything, but everything's going to get sealed really well, even out to this trim, even though there's a gob of butyl tape under it, all sealed to where the edge meets. So that's where we're at. Roof vents in, that looks good, and I'm gonna call it a day. So this will probably be the end of part 4. I've been kind of thinking maybe I'll do 2 videos a week, and then they won't be so long and you won't get so bored. So I think this will end part 4, and this is Sunday evening. I'll probably do part 5. Well, I'll probably post this on Wednesday, and then part 5 by next weekend. So the next thing we're going to do, well, I got to get more screws. Used up all the last of the screws on that window, and that window took 40 screws, and that roof vent. So I got to go get more screws, and we'll probably finish the trim on this backside next. There's Gypsy. I got to do along there, and I got to do the wheel well and that back here. And then I got to go in and order window, rebuild, well, the weather stripping or gaskets, whatever you want to call for all the windows. Everything except that front window is going to need rebuilt. Oh, and I've got this other back window to put in. I think I'm going to just leave it black and put it in. So it's ready to go in pretty quick. But all the other windows are going to need rebuilt. So probably next we'll do all the trim on the bottom here. Get all that on, and then get the door in, because it can be cleaned up and put in now as soon as I have screws. And that'll be it. So, hey, thanks for watching. I hope you're learning by my mistakes. Don't do what I do. Maybe something will help you in yours. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hit thumbs up and subscribe, and get notifications to follow with me and see this thing through to the end. I'll see you next video.